Hey guys, it is Pika here, and this time I'm bringing you a little something different instead of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. As you can see, this is the menu for Katawa Shoujo, or roughly translated, it's disabled crippled girls. I don't know, there's something disabled. Basically, this is what I plan on doing alongside Pokemon is visual novels because I'm a book person and I love to read. And basically this is one of the first visual novels I ever played because I actually watched someone play it, but yeah. But basically I'm gonna do something different and with Katawa Shoujo because you see a lot of walkthroughs with two of these girls called Emi and Hanako, and it's like none of the other girls get much recognition. Like I saw someone was doing a Shizune playthrough and then that kind of fell off. So it's like I'm gonna bring this visual novel some justice and do all of the characters, and yeah. Unfortunately, it's during nighttime at 1:30 and I'm a little bit tired, but yeah, I'm gonna try my best to revitalize some of the characters. But in this part 1, it's only gonna be the first act. We're not even gonna get to this like right before we enter the school because I don't want to go that far, and I'm really tired, and I'm somewhat tired. And I want to get this done and edited and uploaded up to YouTube before I go to bed. So so let's go into the world of Katawa Shoujo, where we'll meet our protagonist and hopefully meet the one we love. Start. And this is not voiced, so a lot of voice acting for me. Alright. A light breeze causes the naked branches overhead to rattle like wooden wind chimes. Really? Oh. I'm so used to enter being the next button that space usually. Yeah. Alright. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. The deciduous trees provide a beautiful green canopy, far out of sight of teachers and fellow students. Also, if you can hear my brother in the background, I tried my best to make sure I could record this after he went to bed, but unfortunately, he's being a little bitch. And it's like I wanted to get this done as early as possible. Excuse me. Okay, come on, Pika. Stop. But now, in late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. I've never been in snow before, so I don't know how it feels. Just how long am I expected to wait out here anyway? I'm sure the note said 4 o'clock p.m. Ah yes, the note slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more of a fan of the letter in the locker, but at least this way shows a bit of initiative. As I ponder the meaning of the note, the snowfall gradually thickens. The snowflakes silently falling from the white-painted sky are the only sign of time passing in this stagnant world. Their slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like time has slowed to a crawl. To be honest, I've actually played this game twice. So I basically know my way around, but unfortunately, this is going to be somewhat blind, I guess. I don't know. The rustling of dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone's approaching me from behind. Hi. Oh, sorry. Okay, I know who this is. Hisao? You came? A hesitating, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of that dating voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than an eavesdropper to a conversation. I turn and face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race. God, my throat's fucking up. Iwanako? I got a note telling me to wait here. It was yours? Damn it. I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line. That was the result. Pathetic. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be laughing at this because it's reminding me of something else, but okay.
Yes. I asked a friend to give you that note. I'm so glad you got it.
A shy, joyous smile that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle even if I tried. Oh, uh-oh. My heart is pounding now, as if it were trying to burst out from my chest and claim this girl for itself. Alright, so I'm Hisao, and apparently I like this girl, even though I don't know who she is. Where's the music? I'm gonna check something. Alright, sorry about that. Okay, that's really fucking weird. So, here we are, out in the cold. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches. The cacophonous noise is music to my ears. Iwanako flinches ever so softly against the gust of wind. This is really fucking weird. I'm not used to there being an absence of music. As it passes, she rights herself, as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes lock with mine. She lazily twirls her long dark hair around her finger. Come on, Pika. I'm sorry I'm clearing my throat. I don't know what's going on. All the while, the anxious beat in my heart grows louder. There's noise, but I don't hear the music. My throat is tight. I doubt I could even force a word out if I tried.
You see...
Uh-oh.
I wanted to know... if you'd go out with me.
I stand there, motionless, save for my pounding heart. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched beyond the breaking point.
Hisao?
There's the music. I reach up to try to massage my throat, but this only sends spikes of blinding pain along my arms.
Hisao?
Also, if I can't get that loud, I'm sorry, but seriously, I'll probably look like a freak for fucking doing this. My whole body freezes, save for my eyes, which shoot open in terror. What's going on with my heart? Hisao! Okay, I'm sorry that my voice didn't get that high for her, but she doesn't even appear later. Spoiler. The beating in my chest suddenly stops and I go weak at the knees. The world around me, the canopy of bare branches, the dull winter sky, Iwanako running towards me. All these fade to black. The last things I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Iwanako screaming for help, and the incessant clatter of the branches above. Alright, so apparently 4 Leaf Studios presents Katawa Shoujo. So apparently this was made by an amateur company, and apparently it has Mike and Nell as a freaking artist, and I'm like, damn, I didn't know that. But now that I think about it, it's like I can recognize his style. This looks like it right here. The animation right here. Maybe he didn't work on this. There it is. But yeah, I can definitely recognize his style now. I'm surprised I didn't see it before on some of the last 2 times I'd played this. But Act 1's a long act. That's why I want to get part 1 done before I go to school. So it's been 4 months since my heart attack. Alright, so basically it happened during winter, I'm presuming. I just don't know what month. Oh, I didn't notice that before. The leaves in the window were moving. In that whole time, I can probably count the times I've left this hospital room unsupervised on one hand. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts. So, I've had plenty of time to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia. A strange word. A foreign alien one. One that you don't want to be in the same room with. A rare condition. It causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently I've had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on so long without anything happening. And yet it decides to go when the girl I like is confessing to me. That's a bit of shit luck. I'm sorry. Is that really a miracle? I guess it was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece. I had already had a full day by then to digest everything. To them it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Of course there isn't a cure. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. But the visitors soon dwindled, and all the get-well gifts began trickling down to nothing shortly after. Come on, throat! I realized that the only reason I had gotten so many cards and flowers was because sending me their sympathy had been turned into a class project. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had visitors. By the end of the first month, only my parents came by on a regular basis. Iwanaka was the last to stop visiting. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyway. We didn't touch on the subject that was between us on that snowy day ever again. The hospital is not really a place I like to live in. The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they are in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting for them, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. Excuse me. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered anything in a straightforward way, but told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries worked. So I idly observed the scar that those surgeries have left on my chest slowly change its appearance over time, thinking of it as some kind of an omen. I still asked the heart... Come on, Pika, read! I still asked the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shovels around the answer shows that there is at least some hope. At some point I stopped watching TV. I don't know why, I just did. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism from my situation. I started reading instead. There was a small library at the hospital, although it was more like a storeroom for books. I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. I found that I liked reading. I think I even became a bit addicted. I started feeling naked without a book in my hands. But I loved the stories. That was what my life was like. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like time blurred into some kind of gooey mess I was trapped inside instead of moving within. A week could go by without me really noticing it. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I didn't know what day of the week it was. But other times, all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my consciousness through the barrier of nonchalance I had set up for myself. Okay, give me a minute. I need to freaking figure out what's going on. Okay. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. But that happened only rarely, and I couldn't even cry. Today, the doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited, but not very. It's like he's trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I've last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. There's this ritual the head cardiologist has. He takes his time sorting his papers and then setting them aside as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks me in the eyes for a moment. "Hello, Hisao. How are you today?" I don't answer him, but I smile a little back at him. "I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now. With some precautions, you should be fine. We have all your medications sorted out. I'll give your father the prescription." The doctor hands a sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. So many. I take it from his hand and take a look myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? The absurdly long list of medications staring back at me from the paper seems insurmountable. They all blend together in a sea of letters. This is insane. That's a lot of medication. Side effects, adverse effects, I can't pronounce that. Contradictions and dosages are listed line after line with cold precision. I try to read them, but it's so futile. Futile. However you pronounce it. I can't understand any of it. Attempting to only makes me feel sicker. All of this, for the rest of my life, every day. I'm afraid that is the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that list fade over the years. It's 2014, people. Nothing much has changed. Years. What kind of confidence booster is that? I'd have felt better if he hadn't said anything at all. Also, I've spoken with your parents, and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. What? Please calm down, Hisao. Listen to what the doctor has to say. Calm down? The way he says it tells me he knew full well that I wouldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? Whatever my concern shows, it's ignored. We all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. At least not until we're sure that your medication is suitable. So, I've spoken to your parents about a transfer. I was going to say Terrence. It's a school called Yamaku Academy that specializes in dealing with disabled students. Disabled? What? Am I? It has a 24-hour nursing staff, and it's only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on the campus. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students a degree of independence while keeping help nearby. Independence? It's a school for disabled kids. Don't try to disguise that fact. If it was really that free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff and wouldn't make a hospital being nearby a selling point. Of course, that's only if you want to go, but your mother and I aren't really able to homeschool you. We went out there and had a look a couple of weeks back. I think you'd like it. It looks like I really don't have a choice. Compared to other hard problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You'll need a job one day, and this is a good opportunity to continue your education. This isn't an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamned opportunity. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school, and while it's not the same one, a special school, that's an insult. That is what I want to say. It's a step down. It's not what you think. All of the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but just need a little help in one way or another. Your father's right, and many of the graduates of the school have gone on to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. One of my colleagues in another hospital is a graduate. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. That's what a disability is. I really hate that something so important was decided for me, but what can I do about it, or normal life is out of the question now. It's funny, I'd always thought that my life was actually kind of boring, but now I miss it. I want to protest, I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell out something now, something about how I could go back to school anyway. But no, I don't say anything. The fact is that I now know it's futile. I look around the room, feeling very tired of all this. The hospitals, doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice. I know this, but the thought of going to a disabled school, what are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on this, it's very difficult. But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. That's all I can think of to get me through this. At least I still have something. Even if it's a special school, it's something. It's a fresh start, and my life isn't over. It would be a mistake to just resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I'll try to see what my new life will look like. Damn. Seriously. Act 1. Life Expectancy. God, that fucking hurt. Seriously, like, unfortunately, I guess I have to use a laptop. I have to lean over and press the spacebar, and unfortunately, my wrist hurts. But yeah, as I said before, I was only gonna make it up to this point. So let me save. I did like that they actually give you these pictures. But that was part 1 of Katawa Shoujo. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm sorry for the multiple clearing of throats in this part, because I don't know what was going on with my throat. I don't know, and hopefully I'll be able to record this soon. But yeah. Alright, so in the next part we should be exploring a new school, and then hopefully get to meet some of our classmates. So, thank you for excuse me. So, thank you for watching this part of Katawa Shoujo. I hope to continue this more along the lines. But yeah. So, leave a comment down below if you like telling me what I can improve, or and it's like, well, I'm not sure about the voice acting, but yeah. I hope you guys will enjoy this, and I think that's about it. So look forward to part 2 of Katawa Shoujo. Bye.